Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here. Traveling with Bruce is the name of this channel. Welcome back. Sorry I missed you last week. Glad to see you this week. Next week will be my last show from Calgary before I start my journey around the world. So getting ready to get going, and we've got developments and news and locations to talk to you about. So we'll get to that in a little while. Welcome all to the program. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week this week and you're enjoying your summer now. Some of you are on summer holiday or you've done some holidaying already, a little traveling. I don't know if you can hear that. I got a helicopter going outside. There's all kinds of action. Kind of cool here in Calgary. We are getting through the weather here. We survived the Calgary Stampede that ended a week ago. And we had wonderful weather during the Stampede. Now that it's over, we've cooled right off. Today's high, 64 degrees. That's what we have right now, 64. Cloudy, showery. We're going to get showers the next couple of days, and we're only going to hit 65 tomorrow and 53 for the high. Sorry, 53 for the high tomorrow. 53 is our high. Overnight low 47, 49 on Wednesday, a low of 43 and a high of 73, pure sunshine. Thursday, sunny, 81 on Thursday. We're coming back from 53 to 81 in 48 hours to the high for the high today. But on the weekend, showers and temperatures in the high 60s and low 70s expected for the next little while. So it's been unsettled here. Hasn't been hot and humid or hot and sweaty or nothing like that. We've had a cool July overall. Surviving just fine. Jen says hello. She's doing great. Jen Jr. says hi to all of you. Jen and Jen Jr. are all excited because I'm starting my trip to Japan on the 1st of August. That's next week, Friday, and they are joining me. They're going to see me in Europe. I will catch up with Jennifer on September 5 in Amsterdam, and we will catch up with Jen Jr. in the latter part of September in Zermatt, Switzerland. So we'll have a little rendezvous crossing our paths for a few days in Zermatt, and then Jennifer Jr. and her boyfriend continue their travels, and Jen and I continue ours. So looking forward to it. We're going on a cruise on this journey. Jen and I've been searching for a cruise to book for Jen and I, and finally nailed one down yesterday, and I'm going to tell you all about it later on in the show and go over that with you. So we're very excited about that and happy to have that reserved and nailed. Invite you to join us if you like. So stick around. News of the day. I'll go over a little bit of news with you today, here and there, a little bit of info. Thank you, those of you who have said hi to me already today. Sharon is in Bermuda tonight. Can't watch the show. I'm in Bermuda. Beautiful. She's happy. Robert, number 2 thumbs ups here from for Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. Good evening, everybody. From Robert. I've only traveled on Carnival. I'm asking a question here on the top of this chat here. Have you ever been on a cruise with Oceania? Let me know if you have, and if you have, where have you gone? Ken says, Ken Correcas here. Hello, Bruce and everybody. In Saginaw, it's 73 degrees. It's going into the 90s by Wednesday, so they're going to really warm up. Wednesday, gas is $3.12 a gallon over there. Good evening from Janet and Ken. Welcome to the show. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody. Kirk Brunson, the YouTube and Facebook channel, he is in the house. Hi there, Bruce and TWB family. Kirk from New York City is here, and I'm on my lunch break right now. Roger Holcomb, hi from Jacksonville. Good evening, sir. Sylvia, hey, Bruce and TWB family. No, I haven't traveled to Turkey, but my daughter has. Ms. M, hello, Bruce and everybody. Brittany Anderson in the house. Hello, Bruce and all. Sylvia, number 8 tonight. Christina, is this thing even on? I mean, is it working? Is there anybody here? Welcome all of you. If you have a moment, maybe take a look at my poll question of the day. It's a simple question. Have you ever been to Turkey? Yes or no? So far, 10 voters, 10 people have come in. 9-1. Nope, I've not been to Turkey before. There's a good reason I'm asking. I'll get to that in a little while. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Brittany Anderson says, I'm watching you from the comfort of my bed, and I'm watching you on my 24-inch television, not my 32-inch television. I have a Roku device and not a laptop connected to the television. Right on. Well, welcome and good evening. Scott Miller here. Hello, Bruce, from Scott in Columbia, South Carolina. Welcome to the program. Thank you for joining me, Scott. Ann Rogers, we're going to Turkey in the fall, Bruce. We're going to go to Turkey. There you go. Jen and I are going to. That's a big hint for you. All right, let me give you some news today that I caught up with today on traveling. I heard today out of Barcelona that there has been a real push by the residents, the city residents of Barcelona, and politicians have kind of followed along to bring down the number of people using the cruise ports. Barcelona, for probably the last 15 years, has probably been the number one cruise port for traffic in and out with cruise passengers. It is just the busiest European cruise port in all of Europe. The problem with this is that, and it might be partially Barcelona's fault, maybe not, but they have allowed cruise ships to come in there and visit for the day. They've allowed cruise ships to come in and do a changeover, passengers out, passengers in. And they've gone up to 1.6 million passengers a year easily in turnover. The problem with all of this is, on the one hand, that it's great for business people who service the port area. If you are in the bunker fuel business, the business of fueling up ships, the busier the better in Barcelona, you would say. If you're one of those companies that supplies booze, supplies drinks, supplies food, supplies any kind of services to cruise ships, you're a happy guy, you're a happy girl, you're a happy company, you're busy selling goods to these cruise lines. If you're in the travel business, as far as hotels are concerned, you're kind of happy because people come and go, and some folks come into Barcelona a few days before their cruise, then get on their ship and go. Others get off the ship and spend a few days in Barcelona after their cruise. Hey, restaurants, hotels, bars, it's business, right? The population of Barcelona, however, have been complaining to the government that, look, the problem with these cruise ship passengers, especially the ones who come in at 8 in the morning and at 5 in the afternoon leave, is they don't spend any time in our bars. They don't spend time in our restaurants. They get fed on board. They're not partying it up, and they're not going to buy nice stuff or rent a car. I mean, they're on tours that are sold on the ship, and the ship takes half the tour money, and the other half is to a local tour operator. And then these passengers might buy a bottle of water, a T-shirt, a keychain, and they're out of here. They don't drop a lot of cash, but the reality is that they come into our port thousands at a time per ship, using buses to go everywhere, creating havoc in traffic, and they're really not adding much to our economy. And so, can we cut this back? Well, apparently, 2 of 7 cruise terminals are being shut down by the city of Barcelona, and that puts them down to 5. And apparently, they used to be 9. There used to be 9 different cruise terminals. We're down to 5 shortly in Barcelona. The other change in Barcelona, and this is long overdue, the city is now studying ways to electrify their ports so that cruise ships that are coming in, especially the new ones, they can be brought into port, they can shut off their engines, and they can go on to shore power. And there was a problem here in Barcelona, especially a few years ago, when at the height of the cruise season, there would be 5, 10, 8, 12 cruise ships in Barcelona, some just visiting, some dropping, doing turnovers, embarkations and so on. The engines would be running on all these ships. The diesel fuel fumes would be wafting into the air from 12 of these ships all day long, from 6 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. And the pollution would just waft over downtown Barcelona. That was another complaint from regulars. Can you blame these people, office workers in downtown? Do they need this crap? Can't blame them. So apparently, a huge amount of money has been set aside between the Spanish government and Barcelona itself to modernize and alter the port area for cruise ships. And over the next probably 5 years, they will likely have ship-to-shore power only and fewer cruise ships overall frequenting Barcelona. And so that's the big news out of Barcelona today that I read about. Apparently, some of the one of the particular cruise terminals that was shut down about 5 years ago, it wasn't one of those where we're going to close it and let the building rot now. It's in the heart of downtown Barcelona. The real estate's too valuable to ignore. So what they did was they redesigned and engineered the entire terminal. They turned it into a shopping mall and a nightclub area and a restaurant area and a tourism and for the locals to enjoy area. Active retail place. Lots of room here. Very interesting. And so they're now looking at repurposing some of these cruise terminals that they're now shutting down. Isn't that something? The news that you've probably heard about today, you may have noticed it on Tony's channel. You may have heard about it on Don's Vacations channel. Celebrity Beyond, the Celebrity Beyond cruise ship, had to cancel a cruise that was supposed to leave yesterday, July the 20th, out of Florida. And the reasoning is that I guess the ship on its last voyage had technical propulsion problems, probably an azopod not working properly, limped into port, and they decided they were going to cancel their next cruise forward because the ship can't go under full power. And they need a week. They're taking this week, I suppose, to repair the ship. Now, I don't know if the Beyond is anywhere in particular other than in port. Has the ship been moved out of Florida at all? I don't know. We're talking about a celebrity cruise line here, so let me see if I can find the ship for us. I'm going to just double check something here right now. If I can make this work very quickly. There it is. There we go. There we go. There. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here. And let's bring it in. I think we're talking about celebrity. There we go. Beyond. She's sitting. Okay, she's been taken to Freeport. Now we know. So she's been brought to Freeport for emergency repair work. That's what's going on. So good news for celebrity fans. It looks to me like if they've got that ship into Freeport in an emergency dry dock right now, then that ship will be repaired hopefully this week, and there won't be another cancellation. All right. The ship was built in 2022, by the way. It's only 3 years old. This is not good. I would imagine that for Celebrity, the repair is probably part of a warranty thing, but that doesn't help them because they had to cancel their entire cruise. They had to, and what they did, Celebrity did the right thing. They gave all passengers a full refund for the cruise that they're missing. They have given them a full credit, equal amount for a future cruise. That's a good move. And then apparently between $200 and $400 has been made available in airline ticket changes and charges and fees. And a $250 hotel credit was offered for those folks who arrived the day or so before and now can't get on a cruise ship. And so they've been put up for a night. So anyway, it's not pretty. It's an ugly situation. We're talking thousands of individual stories of ruined vacations. I mean, this is not a good news story at all. This would be the last thing celebrity wants to do is cancel a cruise on the Beyond. I mean, you know that sailing on the Beyond is not a discount carrier. You're not going to get a $5.99 room on the Beyond, right? So this is big money. The repair is big money, and the fact that they got that ship into Freeport is a good thing. One of the advantages of having Freeport, the Bahamas, as a dry dock spot is we're dealing with 90 miles of distance from Miami to get there. So a cruise ship that can only go 10 miles an hour can get there in 9 hours. It's not like a 4-day journey, that kind of a thing. And so if the ship can limp along on one or two of its engines to get to a dry dock, it can get to Freeport. If you have to take the ship to Cadiz, Spain, you're talking now 4,000 miles. Now you're talking, a long 400 hours at 10 miles an hour. That's not a good thing. So yeah, Freeport, good move. So that's the story on the Celebrity Beyond, and some of you, may have heard that story already. We'll see what's going on. Let's see what else is going on here. Thank you, everybody. Christina says, wife and I recently went on a solo vacation, no kids, to Pensacola Beach, Florida, and we stayed at a Hilton using points only, which I love. Sadly, they put us next to a gym, though. Every morning and every evening, we heard people working out and became a big nuisance for us. Donnell, hi, Bruce and Jen and all. Happy Tuesday from Cork, Ireland. I'm also number 3 thumbs ups today. Brittany Anderson, my 32-inch TV is a smart TV, and my 24-inch TV I have had 10 and a half years, and it's still going strong. Way to go. They don't make TVs like that anymore, do they? Sylvia, Christina, you couldn't ask to have your room changed? But I did, but it was the 4th of July weekend. They couldn't do much. They gave me 2,500 points back after a big issue with a person in the gym. I asked him if you could not slam the weights, and then he made a sexual comment, and I went and got the hotel staff to deal with it. We left a day early. Very, very sad. That's very disappointing. Christina, I'm sorry to hear this. That's not great. Christina says, still nice to get alone time away from the kids, laughing out loud. Harass me all you want. Just don't call me mommy for a week. All right. Sylvia, I'll take the shopping in Barcelona, Bruce, anytime. Sylvia, Christina, I hear that laughing out loud. Brittany, I have a video on my channel from the last... my husband and I were in Mobile and saw the USS United States. It's nothing fancy, just filmed as we were passing by. Brittany, please don't cover up the microphone. Sylvia, Brittany, I think he's moving the microphone or messing with it, not covering up. Hopefully it's okay. Christina, what's the best cruise for 2 adults that don't want to be around kids or young adults? Would be leaving from East Coast America. Cruise lines that don't have children, or at least fewer children. You want to avoid cruise lines that have water slides. You want to avoid those. So you're not going to go on one of those big Norwegian ships. You're not going to take one of those big Carnival ships. That's family oriented. No Disney, no Royal Caribbean, really. You're probably going to want to look at a Viking cruise that's adult only. Oceania Viking, that's Oceania. So sorry, Oceania, which is adult only. Maybe Virgin Voyages. You might find a sailing out of Virgin Voyages. That would be out of Florida. And that's adult only. What else? Let me think a minute. If you go on like Silver Sea or on who am I thinking of? Any of the 6-star lines. But the problem is now you're dealing with higher dollars. Cunard is always a candidate. Holland America is another candidate because those 2 lines don't have all the fancy toys that kids love to play with, rock climbing walls and that kind of stuff. They do allow children on board, but they don't have a lot of activities for kids on the upper decks. I know Holland America does offer what we would call kids clubs. So if you've got a child around 4, 5 to 8 or 10, they'll be well entertained by staff at Holland America. But they won't be running around like crazy all over the ship like they would on a Royal Caribbean cruise, for example. Celebrity, speaking of celebrity with the Beyond, generally speaking, celebrity could be a candidate for fewer children, but they do allow children on board that ship. I'm going to talk to you about a cruise that Jen and I are booked on, and that's Oceania, and they don't allow kids either, no one under 18. That might be another one. So to find out if you can find a ship like that, with no kids, leaving the East Coast, I would recommend just do your own search on vacationstogo.com. It's an outfit I like using all the time. Vacationstogo.com allows you to search for a cruise on any cruise line, and you can through their search engine, once you get the hang of it very quickly, you can identify when do you want the ship, like what months do you want to find a cruise. You can identify the length of the cruise, maybe under 7 days, like 3 to 5 days, or something like 3 to 6 days, 7-day cruise, or 8 to 13-day cruise, or 14 days or longer. They have all these brackets like that, so you can isolate like this. You can identify a cruise line if that's what you want to do. You can identify a cruise region that a ship would go to, and even a departure port or a port it would visit along the route. When it comes time to booking a cruise, the good news about vacationstogo.com is you dial an 800 number, and if you dial an 800 number, you'll get an agent, a human being that you'll talk to, and then they can help you a lot. And I do use a particular agent on vacationstogo.com. If you would like the name and the number of that agent, I'd be happy to pass it on to you. But send me a private email, and I'll help you out. I'll send you the details, and just ask that you mention my name, that I referred you. I don't get any royalties or anything like that, but this agent's been so good to Jen and I. I'm happy to pass on her name and number to you. Anyway, there's a thought. There you go. Sylvia, Christina, maybe Holland America. Yeah, Ellie, and holidays, you won't see many young children on Holland America. Yes. Ken, correct. Longer cruises, repositioning in transatlantic during the school year don't have many kids either. That's true. And that's sometimes you can get a really good deal on a repositioning cruise that goes, say, in the springtime. Ships will leave Florida and go to Europe for the season, and you can go across to maybe Barcelona or all the way to Rome or Southampton on a one-way transatlantic crossing, and you'll find that you can grab a balcony for $100 a night per person for a 14, 15, 16-day crossing with some stops. There might be a few Caribbean stops and a few European stops before you finish, but there is that 8-day, 7-day, 8-day spread of time. But the ship has all kinds of activities on the go, and you'll be busy. The Queen Mary 2 is an idea. If you want to cross the Atlantic specifically, the Queen Mary 2 can do it in a week, and sometimes you can get some really good deals. Very few kids, very few. Again, worthy of consideration. Right? Hope that helps. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so the news today that I wanted to drop to you guys is that this channel is about to become more active. I'm about to become a lot more active on this channel, posting videos, because Bruce is about to travel. And I will depart Calgary Friday, the 1st of August, for Tokyo from here on a nonstop flight using WestJet. And for 3 weeks, I will be in Japan. I'm still finalizing where exactly I will be. The first week is Tokyo. The last 2 weeks, I'm still ironing out. I kind of know where I'm going to go. I just don't know the timing of each location. But I will be producing videos about the trip coming up. And so I'm not going to be doing Monday night live shows once I'm on the road. I will be producing videos once I'm on the road that you can then follow. And when I return, I will do lives again to talk to you. Um, but the strategy is for me anyway. As first 3 weeks of the trip will be Japan at various cities. From there, I will be in Singapore for 1 week, and then I will be in Dubai for 1 week. So that's 5 weeks on my own in those locales. After Dubai is done, I will end up in Amsterdam in early September, where I rendezvous with Auntie Jen. And now it's Auntie Jen and Bruce traveling Europe together until the end of October. And it looks like we're going to be for the first most of the first week we're together. We'll be in Amsterdam, and we are plotting to go to the French Riviera to Nice and Villefranche-sur-Mer and visit Monaco. That'll be a 1 week trip. Then we're looking to spend almost a week in Geneva. Then we'll spend a few days in Zurich, Switzerland, ultimately transferring by rail to Zermatt, which will be the 4th year in a row for Jen and I. We'll meet Jen Jr. there. After Zermatt, we will fly to Rome and catch a cruise. And that is what I want to talk to you about now. We're going to do a cruise for 12 days out of Rome that ends in Istanbul, Turkey. And we're going to be on the Oceania Marina cruise ship. And so that is the trip that's coming up. And I just want to show you give you some photos of what we're dealing with here. The ship in question is right here, the Marina from Oceania. The vessel looks like a pretty big cruise ship, and it's fairly good size. Here we go, right here. You can see here. I'll put myself over here. It was built in 2011. It was just refurbished last year. A big to-do was made about how this ship was really spruced up. She is a 66,000-ton ship, length of 785 feet, 105 feet across. But the passenger capacity, that's right here. You can see only 1,250 passengers, max capacity. Crew 776. It's a very high crew ratio. If you're going to go on, say, a Princess cruise or a Royal Caribbean cruise, it's not uncommon to have 3.5 passengers for every crew member. Here we have 1.6 passengers per crew member, so it's quite a heavy crew presence there. We're in a balcony cruise. We're in the concierge level. We'll tell you about that in a minute. And it's 18 or older. You can see right down here at the bottom here. Like, can you see that right down there? Age restrictions. One person must be 18 or older. So it's not kids. It's not necessarily families. This is not a cruise ship built for 12-year-olds to run around the ship and create havoc. The ship doesn't have that kind of those kinds of entertainment amenities, if I'm saying it correctly. There's an aerial shot here of the cruise ship. You don't see a water slide. There are no rock climbing walls. There's a few things you can do on board, but they're certainly not like a carnival ship. And with 1,250 capacity, much more intimate kind of a vessel. Here's our itinerary. If you take a look at the map here, we start in Rome, and we work our way to Salerno, then to Palermo in Sicily, then to Malta in Valletta. Then we're headed over towards Greece and to Turkey. You can see a number of stops there. We end up in Istanbul. This here is the actual itinerary. You can see how we depart Rome on the 4th of October, pardon me. 4th of October, we leave the port city of Civitavecchia, Italy. One of these days I'll say it right. Then you can see the next day we're in Salerno, the next day Palermo, then the next day Valletta. We have a sea day, and then we end up in Crete, Marmaris, Turkey, Antalya, Turkey, Kos, Greece, Santorini, Greece, Izmir, Turkey, and then we have an overnight stay in Istanbul, Turkey, the 15th to 16th of October. That is the itinerary of the ship. Now, if you wanted to take this cruise and you're curious what it's costing to do it, you can see here, you can grab an inside room for one heck of a deal. $2,580 will get you an inside cabin for a 12-night cruise. This is a 5.5, 6-star cruise line. Brochure, the balcony, the brochure, pardon me, for the ocean view. There it is. The ocean view price, $3,060. It's a little over 500 more. But if you're going to go for an ocean view, you might as well go for a balcony, and that's what we did. You can see the balcony prices are $3,200. They go up from there. And a suite will run you $4,800, $4,860, to give you an idea. Now, if you take any of those deals, you will get a credit. And even with a $2,500 cruise, you can get a $550 onboard credit. Plus, it includes a house select package, beverage package as well. So you get to use that credit on anything you want. Jen and I, what we ended up doing was we ended up grabbing a cabin higher up on the ship. And we ended up booking what is known as the concierge level room, and that looks like this. It looks like a balcony room. It really does look like a balcony room, but it does have in the bathroom a bathtub and a walk-in shower, so it's a bit larger bathroom. These cabins range normally in the 210 to 220 square foot range. Ours is 280 something, so it's a little larger with a balcony. And we also have access to a concierge lounge. I'll get this said correctly. A concierge lounge. This is it right here. And here in this lounge, they have snacks all day long, beverages, coffee bar. Make yourself a cappuccino. Help yourself. The thing about the Oceania Cruise Line is that everything is included in your fare. So we paid more than the $3,500 whatever price you saw there. We were closer to we're actually closer to $3,500 each. Pardon me, instead of $3,200. So we paid a little over $7,000 for our cruise, but we don't have tips. That includes tipping, that includes drinks, that includes Wi-Fi. And it includes all the dining venues, like on any other ship. Of course, there's the grand dining room that's available on all cruise lines, obviously. And then we have here the French bistro dining area, no extra charge. We also have access to the Asian fusion restaurant, no extra charge for that. It's included. And then we have the Polo Grill, upscale steakhouse, no charge for that. And then, of course, there's the Italian restaurant, no charge there. The Waves, which is kind of the pool side. You would call that a hamburger hot dog stand, but actually it's higher grade meals than that. Why not? You can get a burger if you want one. And then, of course, there's the Terrace Cafe, the buffet, where you can either sit outside or inside. And the buffet, the way they operate it is you don't handle the plate, you don't touch the food, they put it on. You point, they put it on for you, and then you head to your table. So it's a little higher service. But we're in a room similar to this, and we will be enjoying the main dining room. Here's a better shot of the main dining room. Obviously, very nice. This is a picture here of the buffet, indoor part of it. Notice how unbig it is. It is not like it's not as big for 5,000 people as you would have on Carnival or Royal Caribbean. This is for 1,250 maximum guests. And think about the fact that there are 6 venues to eat at. There may only be 200 people here in a particular evening, and the rest are scattered everywhere else. Here's a shot of an area that we're allowed to go to. This is from the spa area. There's a spa balcony or veranda, a spa veranda with padded loungers with a couple of hot tubs. Only about 300 of the passengers are allowed here, from what I can tell. We're two of them. This is the main pool area, and again, notice how small it looks when you look at the loungers. The loungers give it away. The pool size can be deceptive, but the loungers give it away. There's a few rows of loungers, but that area cannot handle 3,000 people. That area can handle 600, 500. There are loungers beneath us that you don't see there as well, but give you an idea. This is the main lobby area with glass elevators, and that's the concierge lounge. Here is again a seating area in the back. This is the kind of scenery we're expecting to see. Going to be quite stunning, I'm sure. We're going to be here in Palermo. We will be visiting Palermo on the island of Sicily. We will be here in Malta. We're going to see Valletta in Malta. Not been to either of these places. I'm very much looking forward to it. We will also be coming to this place here, and if I'm not mistaken, it might be, what is that place, Bruce? That is that might be Marmaris or Crete. I'm not 100% sure. After the cruise, I'll be far more specific with you as to where we're at. Some of these places just look absolutely stunning. We're really looking forward to visiting these ports of call, included, of course, with these. I'm a big nut for ancient Roman ruins from way back when. I'm very much looking forward to these kinds of tours. And then look at the geography here and the beautiful beach. These are some of the areas we're visiting here. Really fantastic. Quite looking forward to the Mediterranean cruise coming up. That is, I believe, Izmir, the city of Izmir. And if I'm wrong, forgive me. That could be another shot of that area. There's Santorini in Greece, and there is Istanbul. These are a couple of shots of the Istanbul area. Very big place. So we'll be there for a couple of nights because the ship is an overnighter. And so there you are. The gateway to Asia from Europe. One side of the bridge is Europe. The other side of the bridge, Asia. The only city in the world that is on both continents. How about that? There you go. So we're looking forward to this cruise. As I say, we're going to be. It's the most expensive cruise we've ever taken, but it is an all-inclusive kind of a cruise. Those outings to take these tours, they're not included. But we do have a credit of $550 towards some of these tours if we want to use it, or we just want to use it for any onboard charges. We can always do that. Not that there will be many, but that's for us to decide. So, very much looking forward to being on the Oceania Marina cruise ship for a 12-day cruise, and I think that's going to be quite all right. I've seen a number of videos already on YouTube about the ship because I do my homework, as I'm sure you would, and it's all good. It's all very good, high-end reviews from a lot of cruisers in the past. All right. Thank you, everybody. Lisa says, I have been to Istanbul. I spent 5 days there, and I loved it. It's in between two continents, Asia and Europe. Walter Young, Christina tried Viking Ocean cruises, by the way. Walter says we're going on our third one in February. Susan R., wow, great cruise, Bruce. Lisa, Istanbul tip, the Hagia Sophia Grand Mosque often has terribly long queues to visit during the day. So go after dinner and evening prayers. You can just stroll right on in. There you go. Kirk Brunson, now that's a cruise I would like to go on. Hope you can go live on that cruise. Well, we'll play that one out. I don't know how that's going to play out, but there will be videos. Sylvia, what's the weather supposed to be like when you go? I'll tell you in a minute. I'll look that up. Donnell, you and me both, Kirk, just waiting to win the big lotto jackpot. Sylvia, my daughter doesn't cruise when she travels. She flies over to different places and meets a group for 7 days. That's how she does it. Let me take a peek here at this info regarding the weather. So just give me one moment. I'm just going to pop my cruise up here. I'm literally, as I'm speaking to you, I am literally on my my webpage, the Vacations to Go website. I'm literally on it, and so the cruise. Here we go. October 4 departure. There it is. So let's take a look at. First of all, we're leaving from Rome. And Rome in October is a high of 71 degrees. September 79, October 71, and we're at the beginning of October. So very pleasant weather there. Moving on to, let's say Valletta in Malta. Malta in October, 75 for the high because it's a bit south of Rome. Very nice. And if we take a look at, say, Santorini in Greece, October, high of 74, September 79, November 66. So we're going to be in very nice weather, 74-degree highs. I'm not complaining. In Istanbul itself, for the month of October, 67 is the average high, 76 in September. I'm not going to mind 67-degree weather. 55 overnight lows, not a problem. Very comfortable. In Celsius, that's 19 for the highs, 13 for the lows. Precipitation, they only have 2 days, 2 inches of rain in the month of October. They don't get much rain in Istanbul. Humidity is 83%. So with 83% humidity and 67-degree highs, quite comfortable, actually. That won't be muggy. Will not feel muggy at all. So not too bad, I think, for us to enjoy. Very much looking forward to this to this journey in Crete. In Nicholas, we are dealing with a high of 79 degrees in September, 74 in October, 74 degrees. So, yeah, we're talking about easy peasy summer weather here without hot weather. And this is on purpose. Jen and I have talked about this vacation, and I have been saying to her, I will meet you in Amsterdam on September the 5th, which is after school. School's back. Then we do our vacation. We've done September, October now this is our third time. So we know the weather's pleasant, and yet the heavy summer season is over. Kids are at school. It's going to be a lot more enjoyable. We're talking about leaving Istanbul, by the way, and heading back to Rome, where we will spend 5 days in Rome and then 2 nights in Naples. We're looking to do that because I want to take Jennifer to Pompeii and Herculaneum. I saw Herculaneum in 2008 with my daughter, and I want to spend a couple of days in Naples to see the museums there. Then we're heading to Vienna. We have been to Vienna a couple of times. We're going to spend a week in Vienna because Jen and I have been to Vienna twice, and both times we've been to Vienna, Jen was suffering from her hips and her knees. Well, she's had 2 hip replacements. She gets her knees, gets her injection before we go. She's going to be just fine. She's looking forward to seeing the Habsburg Castle and a few other little things in Vienna. So we're looking forward to that. And then we work our way back to Amsterdam to catch our flights back home at the end of October. So, yeah, we're going to be in a number of cities in Europe, including the cruise with all of its stops, and then Rome, Naples, and Vienna after the cruise, and then back to Amsterdam, and then back to Calgary. So this is a huge journey for me. It's a 5-month journey overall for me. Or is that true? 4 months. It's August, September, October. August, September, 3 months. It's a 3-month journey for me. August, September, October. And it's September, October for Jen. So that's the trip. And we'll be home for November, December. And then the plan is January to fly to Australia. And we want to be down under up until into March. So that's Australia, New Zealand. So that's our next journey But we've got this one to do. So I will be with you next Monday with any final updates on our trip. Then I will be with you through video going forward. Now, a live show from the ship might be accomplished. We'll see. My other channel, I'm stopping all my live broadcasts on my stock market channel. It's going through big changes at the end of this month. Closing out the memberships. I won't be live anymore. I will only do recorded videos on the other channel. And that's what I'm going to do on this channel. So these two channels of mine are going to now be recorded videos of stock market activity on one and travel activity on the other. So look for that change and look for that content. And I look forward to showing you what I will be up to through these trips. Sylvia, she will be going to Thailand and Bali, my daughter, she says, at the end of August for 10 days, 7 days Thailand, 3 days in Bali. That should be great. JV, Juan is here. Uncle Bruce, this is a beautiful cruise you'll be enjoying. Looking forward to do it with my wife probably next year. Sylvia, that's nice weather for you and Jen. Exactly. Kirk Brunson, once my company finalizes our contract and I get my retro pay, I might be able to afford something like this. Donnell, Sylvia, no surprise with the weather then. Sounds perfect. And Donnell in the house says, looking forward to your videos during your 3 months away. Indeed, sir. Very much looking forward to filling you guys in on what we're doing, where we've been, what we've got going on. You'll have to bear with me because I will create videos as I travel at the same time. They won't be the same day. I'm all over Tokyo, and then there's a video that night. Won't be that quick, so you'll probably find that videos are coming your way, and I might already be out of Japan in Singapore by the time most of the videos are presented for Japan. And by the time you see Singapore videos, I may well be in Dubai or Amsterdam already, and so on and so on and so on. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, it's all new for Jen and I, especially this Mediterranean cruise. This will be the first time Jen will have done a Mediterranean cruise, and we're both very excited about it. And hopefully we'll bring you content you'll enjoy seeing for yourselves, and you'll get sort of my take on this part of the world, on this kind of a cruise ship, and you'll get an angle that you might not get from another YouTuber, because we're all different. It's the way it is. So looking forward to it. Sylvia, so Australia, will it be summer there? Yes. When you go, I have to flip-flop seasons. Yes, so it'll be the heart of summer when we're in Australia, New Zealand. January, February, March, exactly. The heart of winter in Calgary, the heart of summer down there. Brittany, rather watch you live and not much of the recorded stuff. Well, Brittany, it's the way it is. I've just been listening in on the live stream. It's all good, Brittany. Love you. And hopefully you'll like the videos. They'll speak for themselves. But looking forward to this journey, and we'll see how it goes. And there you go. That's the show today. There you have it. I'm still working away here on hotel reservations and airplane reservations throughout Europe. I'm still got to finish off my itinerary for January, for Japan, the first 2 weeks, the 2 weeks after Tokyo. And so stand by. We'll keep you posted on my whereabouts. We'll see you next week here one more time live before I get on a plane and start flying a whole bunch of time zones away. And we'll keep you posted on how it's going. And thank you again for being followers of the channel. And thank you if you've answered the question today for me. 30 people have answered the question about, have you ever been to Turkey? 70% say no, but 30% say, yeah, I have been to Turkey. Thank you for that. Again, it'll be my first time in Turkey coming up. Looking forward to it. Thank you for the thumbs ups. If you've been able to hit the thumbs up button for us, 26 have come in already. If you're watching on the rerun, help us out with the thumbs up meter. Much appreciated. In the meantime, have a great week, everybody. We'll catch up with you next week with another update on the upcoming travels here. And thank you, Robert. Okay, Uncle Bruce. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:30 on your other channel. Good night. You bet, Robert. You take care. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Monday, and then we'll see you from the road. Okay, guys. Bye for now.